Haribo, Hari. Jai Gaur, Haribo, Haribo. Aha. Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Om Nama Srashtam Manumapi Shachi Putram Atra Swarupam Rupam Tasyagrajam Urupuring Maturingoštavatim Radha Kundam Girivaram Aho Radhika Madhavasam Prapto Yasya Prasita Kripaya Sri Gurum Tangnatosmi Nindantam Pulakotkarena Vikasat Nipa Prasuna Chaving Prodvi Kritya Bujadvayam Hari Hari Tyuchairvadantang Moho Gayantam Jaladasrunir Jarachaya Sinchantamurvitalam Nityantam Nijaparshadaih Parivritam Tam Gora Chandram Stumaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I wish I could get a full screen of this. All right. So we did part of this last week, and we're continuing on now with this story, Durasha. Well, the original story is called, oops, what is the original story? I closed it already. Okay, Haridatta Sarpakatha. Haridatta Sarpakatha. Purvam kasminschid grame Haridattaha nama brahmanaha asit. Sa krishi karyam karoti sma. Parantu durdaiva vashat tasya kshetre phala samriddhi eva na bhavati. Kadachit Haridattaha kshetre karyam kurvan asit. Tada Saha Samipe Vidyamanasya Valmikasya Uparistitam Ekam Sarpam Drishtavan. Saha Chintitavan. Esha Sarpaha Mama Kshetra Palak Syat Etat Ajanan Aham Etavat Paryantam Etasya Pujang Nakritavan. Ataha Eva Mama Krishi Karyam Nishpalang Bhavati Itah Param Aham Etang Pujayishyami Iti. Okay, that's where we got, we did this one. We actually got further than this. But everybody understands up to this point? Anybody have any questions here? Jayesha. Jai Sri Radhe.
Jai.
Are you able? Are you able to follow?
I can follow somewhat. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I have some previous knowledge also. So.
Okay, so you've studied before. Good.
I started in January this year, so I have some idea.
Oh well, January. That's okay. Well, 1 year, but if you've been studying hard, you can make quite a bit of advancement. All right, let's go on from there. So Shamantika, you read the next sentence. So the idea, he's decided to worship the snake because he thinks the snake is the Kshetrapala, the protector of his field.
Evam chintayitva haridattaha kutta shchit kinchit kshiram aniya patre sthapayitva valmikasya samipam agatya uktavan.
Okay, so kutaha kshiram anitavan?
It's too long.
Aham prichami kutaha kshiram anitavan.
Kshiram is field?
Oh no, kshiram is milk.
Ah, okay. Patre anitavan.
No. The question is kutaha kshiram anitavan haridattaha asmakam atra karta haridattaha eva. So haridatta kshiram anitavan kinchit kshiram anitavan kutaha kshiram anitavan.
Kutaschit kshiram anitavan.
So kshiram aniya kim kritavan?
Patre stapayitva uktavan.
Well, yes, okay. Well, he first you have to pratamataha saha valmikasya samipam agatavan. So kshiram patre stapayatva valmikasya samipam agatavan. Tata kim kritavan?
Uktavan.
Kim uktavan?
Kim uktavan? Bho ityadi.
Bho ityadi. All right. Okay, well, let somebody else read the next part. Braja Vinodini, tell us, Patra Sravaya Tatra Sa Kimuktavan.
You want me to read?
Yes.
Okay.
Bo
Kshetrapala. Bhavan Atraiva Asti. Iti aham, let me see. Etavat paryantam na gyatavan.
So here, etavat, right? So etavat paryantam, it means up to this time.
Right.
up until now, or up to this moment. Paryanta means paryanta. They actually kind of are, both mean the same thing in a way. Paryanta means up to this point, and etavat means for this length of time. So etavat paryantam, for this length of time, or this is what it really means. It's to break it up is a bit difficult, but up to now. Paryanta means up to, and
Right.
etavat means this length of time. In other words, for this length of time, I didn't know.
Right. Up to this point, I did not know that you are here on this spot.
That's
You
right.
were-
Okay, why don't you just keep going?
Okay. Ataha pujam na kritavan. Therefore, I didn't do the puja. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Shamyatam. Oh, forgive me.
That's right. Okay, so, now Vinodini, Vinod, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Vinod's
okay.
fine.
I want you to go back on, I'm going to go back this one and see if you can do this, right? I'm going to ask you a question. So now there are three verbs, or the three verbs in this sentence, asti, and we're going to say gyataman and kritaman. I want you to change those verbs into the lung form. Can you do that?
What's the long form? Which one?
That's the imperfect.
Oh,
Past tense, simple past tense.
well, you can just put the sma after it, right?
No. I want lung, not that. Bhavan atraiva asti. But Bhavan atraiva in the past tense now. How would you put asti into the past tense? We had it at the beginning. There. It's right at the top.
Asit.
There you
Okay.
go. All right. And after that, where are we?
Yeah, you're doing fine.
Okay,
Next
here we
one.
are. So now
Yeah.
kritavan, how would you say kritavan in the simple past tense? Now you have to remember it's first person, right? Aham. Atah pujam aham na kritavan. Atah pujam na.
Karomi.
Karomi is present tense. Now past tense.
I don't know.
Akaravam.
Oh, like
Remember that?
imperfect.
Yeah, well, no, that's not perfect. That's imperfect. We call that lung.
Say it again.
Akaravam.
Vam.
And then, and then gyatavan. Okay. Ajanam. All right, we'll go on. Let's continue. Next one. Jayesha, read the next sentence.
From Anantaram.
Yes.
Anantaram patram tatraiva stapayitva griham agatavan.
So, give us a meaning.
So, okay, then after that, having placed the pot or the patra in that very place, he went home. He came home.
That's good. All right. Who else is here? Anybody else? Larili. Swagatam. Larili, read the next one. Anantara Dine. Yeah, turn your mic on. Your sound is bad here. Okay, Larry, fix your sound and we'll get you later, okay? I guess Samantika, back to you.
Anantara dine tatra yada gatam tada patre ekaha dinaraha asit. So so on the other day, when came there, then in the pot, he like there was one coin.
Yes, there was a coin. So here Gatam is interesting because he says Gatam, so he's using this impersonal form. I don't know if that Yada Gatam Tada, so when he went there, but it's Tena Yada Gatam, right? You would use it, what's being understood here is not nominative Saha, but it's Tena. So Tena Yada Gatam Tada Patre Ekaha Dinaraha Asit. All right, Vinodini? Or Vinod?
Yeah, that's fine.
Raja Vinodini.
Sahatam dinar dinaram Swikritavan. Oh yeah, we did this. He kept that gold coin.
Well, mainly he took it, right? He
Okay.
accepted it is really what Swikritavan usually we use accepted, but here obviously it means he took it. Or he, okay. Jayesha.
Tataha arabhya saha.
Tataha.
Yeah. Tataha arabhya saha evam eva pratidinam kshiram samarpitavan ekam dinaram pratidinam praptavan cha.
Okay.
So Tataha arabhya was arabhya is beginning, right? From
Yeah.
the
So
beginning.
this is you know, kind of a use of the gerund here that's a bit let's say you know, common usage. It just means starting from then. Or from then on, you could say.
From that. Okay, from that time, he every day, pratidinam, evam eva, in this way, kshiram samarpitavan. So he offered the milk.
Yes, samarpitavan, that's right. So samarpitavan, like atma samarpanam. All right, let's go. Yes, good. So evam eva kani chana dinani atitani. Just what's that? Jayesha, read the last little short sentence there.
Evam eva kani chana dinani atitani. So in that way, kani chani dinani. So the days, some days.
That's good.
Atitani went by, or
excellent, good. All right. Larry,
did we do the last part of the sentence?
Sorry?
Did we do the last part of the sentence?
Yeah, actually we.
Yeah, ekam
dina.
Yeah.
Yes, it's ekam dinaram pratidinam praptavan.
Yeah, this one I did not.
Oh, you didn't do that? Oh, ekam dinaram pratidinam praptavancha. So he got one coin every day. Okay. Larry Liji.
Yes, sorry, problem of connection. So, kadachit haridataha gramantaram gatavan Kadachit it at kada is when.
Kadachit. What happens when you put chit after an interrogative word? Kaschit, kutaschit.
Something, somewhere, somehow.
Well, sometime. Kada.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes. Haridata. Sorry, I just joined the class, so I don't know what it's all about. So
Well, we did this last week. We actually did this one. Right? So Gatavan,
Gatavan, they went.
he went, yes. And
He went.
Gramantaram, what's a gram?
Gram, a village.
And Antaram?
Antara inside.
No, Antaram here, yeah, there's a lot of words with Antar and Antaram and all these things. Antaram here means another. So he went to another village.
He went to
Right, so when you say Anantaram, Anantaram really means that there's nothing, not Anantaram, Gramantaram, anyway, another village. He went to another village.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Samantika, you again.
Gamana samaye saha kshetrapalasya pujam kartum svaputram suchaitva gatavan. In the time of going, so in this case of absence, I guess.
At the time of going, or when he was leaving.
Yes, this is what I said.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. I thought I understood something else. Okay, take it. Yeah.
So his own son went.
Oh, no. His son is in the accusative case.
Oh, yes, it's accusative. Wow. Okay, so anyway, Gatavan went. But who went? Saha went.
Yeah.
So
Saha.
I think it was he.
Saha Gatavan.
So he went.
But
yes, he went.
After Suchaitwa. So Suchaitwa is what he did before going.
Is it thinking?
No, Suchaitwa. Usually we say indicating. So I personally I would not have chosen this word, but he's telling his son to do
puja of how to say you can say of the snake, so of the defense of the field.
That's right. So he instructed him, let's say instructed him. He instructed his son to do the puja of the Kshetrapala. Yeah? Let me just see here. I have the original story is here. Let's see. Atad Asya. I didn't get it. Let me see here. Ataikasmin. This is from the original story here. I didn't.
Can you share the screen?
Oh, sorry.
For that.
Yeah. So here, look at this. We have. Okay. Scroll down here. So Ataikasmin divase. So here, Ata ekasmin divase. Kshira Nayanaya Putrang Nirupya Brahmano Gramantaram Jagama. Okay, so Brahmano, that's Haridatta. Gramantaram Jagama, he went to another village. But here he's using the word Nirupya. So Putram Nirupya Kshira Nayanaya. So here he's using the Chaturthi Vibhakti, right? So to bring or to take milk. So next, one day, or say here now, he's starting a new paragraph. Now, on one day, to bring milk, telling his son, the Brahmana went to another village. So Nirupya is using a different verb here, but I just wanted to see he Suchayitwa, Uktwa, Adeshya, something like that. I would have used something a little bit different. But anyway, let's go on. You can see the use of different words here. So we are now, let's say, who's next? Is it Vinodini? I think you're next.
Yeah, it's me. Saha putraha Valmika samipam gatvan kshiram stapayitva agatavan. So that son, having gone near the anthill, placed the milk and went home and left.
Yeah, agatavan. Well, that's the way it is. On agatavan, he came. Agatavan usually he came, but if you usually want an object for that, but that's good. No
Also
problem with that one.
near the anthill.
Well, he came. He went to the Valmika Samipam Gatwa. So he went to the anthill. Kshiram Stapayitwa. Then he placed the milk there, and then he came back. So Gatwa, he went, and then he came. All right, well, I think it's, yes, Jayesha, you're next.
Anantara dine dinaram praptavan. So he, the next day, he obtained or got coins, gold coins.
Yeah. Keep going.
Dinaram drishtva saha chintitavan. So he, after seeing the coins, thought.
Okay, Larali, let's have Larali do Nishchayena. At least you practice reading there, Larali.
Nischayena etasmin valamike prabhutam dinaraha santi.
So Nishchayena, so here there's a couple of things in this sentence that are a little bit, let's say, unusual. And Nishchayena, so it means surely, right? So surely, Nishchayena. Etasmin Valmike, in this anthill. And then Prabhutam here, so dinaraha santi, santi. So there are many coins, and then Prabhutam here, why he's using the adverb, I don't know. But he said, anyway, the idea is that there's a great number of coins, or there's a tremendous number of coins here in this anthill. Let me just see what he had here. Here, this is what he said here. Let's look at the other, well, we'll come back and do this one later, okay? But here he said, Nunam Sovarna Dinara Purno Valmikaha. This is what he says, right? So Nunam is when you start a sentence with Nunam, that means surely. And Sovarna means gold. And Dinara means coins. And Purno, full. So full of gold coins, Valmikaha, the anthill. So surely the anthill is full of gold coins. That's what he says in the original version of the story. Okay. Next one.
Prabhu, can I ask a question?
Sure, go ahead.
Prabhutam, are you using that in the sense of like, does it say in this anthill,
Okay, well, yeah, you see,
gold
that's
coins are
the-
produced. Oops.
yeah, I'm not so happy with that word there. I mean, I don't like to be critical of what's there, but prabhutam, let's just look at it here and see what has, this is what
'Cause
Moni Williams
I
has.
had like produced, produced or arise.
No, because prabhutam has to agree with something, but it doesn't agree with anything here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if it doesn't agree with anything and it's in the neuter like that, prabhutam, then it's an adverb.
Oh,
So if it's an adverb, then it's got to go with santi. But it looks like an adjective for dinara.
yeah.
So that's the problem I have. So here it says, come forth, risen, appeared, transformed into abundant. Here you go, abundant.
Oh, okay.
There you see it, abundant.
Oh.
You have the screen there, the Moni
Yes,
Williams?
yes, yes,
Yeah,
we
so
can see.
abundant, much, numerous, considerable, high, great. And let's see, just see if he's got it. Let's just see if he says put it in indeclinable somewhere. There's no, he doesn't have an indeclinable on there anywhere.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
so that's what it means. So I would have put it in the nominative plural. Prabhutaha dinaraha santi. That would have probably been better. Then that would have been like bahavaha. It would have been like many. So why he put it prabhutam, I don't know. Who's next? Everybody knows their sequence now. After that was just you. Who that was? Larali just did that one. So we're back to semantica.
Ataha etam sarpam maraitva sarvan dinaran svikaromi iti. So from that, ataha,
Yeah. Therefore.
This, therefore, this snake, Maretva, so have died.
Oh no, killing. Marayatva is causative. You have the long a there, marayatva. So having killed this snake.
So therefore, having killed this snake, all coins I will obtain.
Yeah. Well, we'll look at the other one. Well, what does he have here? Let's have a look. So tad here. So it says nunam sovarna dinara purno valmikaha. Tad here. Tat means tasmat. Therefore, enam meaning etam sarpam. Hatwa. So instead of marayatwa, is hatwa. So much better hatwa than marayatwa. You're going to see, just like we've been looking in Bhagavad Gita. So those who are following the Bhagavad Gita, you know that hatwa itana tatayinaha, right? We've got hatwa came up many times. Sarvam ekavaram grahishyami. Well, there you go. That's much better there. Grahishyami. Much like that. Grahishyami. I will take, or I will grab. I will get at all the coins at once. Ekavaram. At one time. Right? Ekavaram, dvivaram, trivaram. Right? One time, two times, three times. Varam means a time. So ekavaram, or I will get all the coins at one time. Okay, keep going. Who's next?
I wanted to ask, what is the form? I don't recognize. Enam. What
Okay,
is it?
enam is yes. We didn't really talk about that. Enam is the same as enam is really anena. It's like ayam. It's ayam. So the accusative of ayam, we usually say imam, but you can also say enam. So enam is like in between etam and imam. It just means this.
Okay.
but it doesn't have a separate, it's not a separate declension. It's like it's either one or the other. I don't know which one. It's included as one or the other of those. It's either ayam or esha, etat. So next one is after Samantika is Vinodini, I believe.
Yeah, did we get Jayesha the last time around?
Oh, okay. All right, Jayesh. go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, I think it's when Vinodin
Okay.
I'm after, I think.
Okay. Ananta Dine, Shiram Dana Samaye, Saha Dandena Sarpam, Tati Taravan,
Taditavan, yeah.
Tati
Da,
Tavan,
da, 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 da.
no,
Taditavan.
Ta.
You can say, if you say Taditavan, it usually gets close to an R there.
Okay.
Anyway,
Ta
Taditavan.
Tavan. Okay.
'Cause
Hmm?
No, you hear Tadiyati, you'll hear it more, it'll sound more like an R than a D.
Okay. Then the next day, at the time of giving the milk, he struck the snake with a stick.
Excellent. Okay, so the next Anantara Dine, on the next day, Kshira Dana Samaye, at the time of giving the milk, Saha, he, this now the son, who doesn't have a name, with a stick, Dandena Sarpang Taritavan, he beat or struck the snake with the stick. Okay, now I guess it's your turn now, there, Jayesha.
Yeah. So I'm not so sure about this one. Sarpaha Roshena Tam Dashtavan. So I don't know what the Rosha mean and
Anger.
Dash. Okay. And the verb there, Dashtavan.
Yeah, dust comes from dunksh, means to bite or to.
Aha. So the snake bit him with anger.
That's right. Larili.
Tena saha putraha mritaha. By this, or being bitten by the snake, the son died. He died.
That's right. The son. So here, saha, you can just translate as the son died. And last one, back to you, Samantika.
Evam saha murkha putraha dura shaya swayameva nashtaha. So in this way, this stupid son,
Just what?
stupid son, murkha putraha, stupid son.
Foolish.
Yeah, okay, foolish son.
Yeah.
Was nashtaha like annihilated. How to say?
He was destroyed or he was lost.
Yes, destroyed, lost. I'm trying to understand Durashaya.
Well, what was the name of this title? The title here was given as Durasha. So, let's see, Durasha, let's see if we have to find it. Because Asha means hope. And Durasha, bad expectation, vain hope maybe, bad expectations. Anyway, Durasha means evil and evil desire, evil intention, something like this.
So it's like because of evil intention, Swayam Eva.
Swam,
How
he
to
himself.
translate?
He himself.
So he himself was verily destroyed
Yes.
by this bad, how to say, hope,
Yeah, bad hope.
bad intention. Mhm.
Yeah. Well, let's see what let's go back and look at the. Does everybody get that? I mean, it's just a question of what the word means. I'm having a little. The only thing I would have a little complaint about with these stories is that the choice of words sometimes it seems to be a little. I don't know. I don't speak Kannada, but these books are written in Bangalore, and they're written from some people whose native language is Kannadese. You know, is the in Karnataka is where it's from. Kannada is the language. So in Kannada, you know, probably they use certain Sanskrit words in a slightly different way locally. So Durasha, you know, his Durasha means he has that, you know, he was, you know, Dur can also mean wrong, just the wrong, you know, but erroneous, from an erroneous understanding. But I mean, Durasha, it's not, you know, he wanted to have the gold coins and he wanted to have them all at once. And that was a kind of a wrong understanding. Let's just see the other, it's the original story is not very long.
I have one question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Is Asha, can it mean desire also? Like bad desire? Having
Yes, the desire. I think that's what he's meaning it. I think that's what he's using it as. Let me read the story in the original, okay? And I'll just go through it. You can follow along, all right? Asti, so here he says, Asti kasminschit adishtane haridatto nama brahmana. So adishtana, we've seen this word before. Adishtana is here it means a place, but a place where people live. So in some place is really what it means. So there is in some place Haridatto Nama Brahmana, a Brahmana named Haridatta. So I remember that when I was doing the first chapter of the manual, we put the sentences where you start Asti. This is a very one way that many stories begin. Like instead of saying once upon a time, you say Asti and you just go into telling that there's somewhere there is a king or a Brahmin. So Asti kasminschit adishtane haridatto nama brahmanaha. Tasya cha krishing kurvataha sadaiva nishpalaha kalo ati vartate. Right, so tasya is going here, kurvatasa. Now this is a little bit more difficult because he's using the present participle here. So this is, if you haven't gone through the whole course, you don't know, but this is a shashti vibhakti of the present participle. So he doing farming, sadaiva, all the time, nishfalaha kalo, the time passes, ativartate, fruitlessly, right? Fruitless time, ativartate. So in the other one was atitani, we had that atita. So ativartate is also mean past. So the time passed, nishfalaha, fruitlessly, or the fruitless time passed. Right, so nishfalaha here is describing the kala. Nishfalaha means without fruit or failing. So ata ekasmin. So now this is ata is introducing a new paragraph. So usually we put the new paragraph with ata. So ata ekasmin divase. Again, you see shashti, the saptami vibhakti, or we're all getting clear on the saptami vibhakti, I hope. Ekasmin divase, on one day, sa brahmanaha, the brahmana, ushna kalavasane garmartaha swakshetra madhye vriksha chayayam prasupto anati dure valmiko pari prasaritam brihat fada yuktam oops, this is the wrong S here. Bishanam, Bishanam, let me just see this. Okay, Bishanam Bhujangam Drishtva Chintayamat. Well, that's a really long sentence there. So one day, the Brahmana, Now this is, let me just go word by word here and see what you get. Ushna, does anybody know the word Ushna?
The top.
Okay, well, let's just test your vocabulary here, okay? Don't mind me here. I'm going to go through it. So Ushna means hot. And Ushna Kala means hot time. Hot time would be the summer. And Avasane, so it could be, I think, Ushna Kala means the day, like at the end of the day, after the heat of the day had passed, because Avasana means the end. Right? Avasana means dying down, coming down. So Ushna Kala Avasane, Gharmartaha. Okay. So Gharma means perspiration or heat. So Artaha means suffering from the heat. So suffering from the heat. Swakshetra Madhye, in the middle of his own field. That you should be able to get, right? You all see that one? Swakshetra Madhye, in the middle of his own field. Everybody gets that? Vriksha, everybody knows Vriksha? Vinodini, you know Vriksha?
Cow?
Cow.
Well, Riksha, is it just field?
No, don't they have, doesn't ISKCON have something called Bhakti Vriksha?
Yeah, it means tree, sorry.
Ah,
Means-
yes, tree, there you go. Vriksha,
Right.
Kalpa Vriksha, right?
I was just trying to figure out why there's a tree
Prakara
in this.
Sadmasu Kalpa Vriksha. Right, so now Chaya, everybody knows Shital Chaya? I believe we're all connected to a place called Shital Chaya. What's Chaya?
Shade, the shade of the tree.
Right? So Vriksha Chayayam, you recognize the Vibhakti? What Vibhakti is that?
It's
Saptami.
No.
Yes, I heard the right thing there.
Saptami, yeah.
Saptami, yes, Saptami. So it's the Saptami of a feminine noun. So Vriksha Chayayam, in the shade of a tree. Prasuptaha. Anybody know Suptaha? You have
Sleep.
Sushupti, and you must have heard Sushupti. Everybody knows Sushupti?
It's deep sleep. Or
Well, Prasupta means lying down. So lying down in the shade of a tree in the middle of his own field. What has? Now, that's the nominative. So all this is telling us what he's doing. Then what happens then is that Anati Dure. Can anybody get that one? Anati Dure. You know Dure? We had Duram. I think we've had
It's
that.
far.
Far. And Ati Duram.
Very far.
And Anati Duram. What happens when you put un?
Not very far.
Not
Yeah.
very far. So Anati Dure. So in the previous story, we had Samipe a couple of times. So that was to make it easier for the Sanskrit easy. Anati Dure, not very far. Valmikopari. Now you all know Valmika and Upari.
On top of the anthill.
That's good. So on top of an anthill, prasaritam. So that's a little bit. Prasaritam means stretched out, right? Prasara. Prasaritam. Sometimes we prasarayati. We see that. Prasaritam, stretched out. Brihat. And this is also a mistake here. This is a mistake here. So I'm going to correct this one also. This should be fana. Right? Fana. So the Brihat. Brihat, anybody knows Brihat? The Brihat Mridanga?
Big.
Big, yes. And Fana is, does anybody know Fana? You might have heard Fana in connection with Kaliya. The Kaliya serpent had many Fanas.
Fang.
Hoods, yeah, we usually describe the hoods, right? Because the cobra has the big hood there. So a Brihat Fana, Yuktam, and Yuktam, everybody knows Yuktam?
Yes, having equipped.
Yeah, so having a big hood. Bhishanam, anybody knows Bhishanam? You see B.
Ferocious.
Yeah, ferocious, frightful, frightening. Bhujangam. Anybody knows Bhujangam?
Yes, Sarpam.
Sarpam, yes. Bhujangam is another word for snake. It means ga is going, and bhujang means arm. So it's a moving arm, right? A snake looks like a long arm, and it's going and it's moving. So it's bhujangam. So it's a snake, and then drishtva, everybody knows.
Having seen,
And then chintayamasa.
He thought.
Yes, okay, so just to go through it again. So then one day, the Brahmana, as the heat of the day died down, at the end of the hot time, or at the dying down, avasana means the reducing, the coming to the end, the hard time, garmartaha, troubled by the heat, swakshetra madhye, in the middle of his field, in the shadow, in the shade of a tree, lying down, he saw, Drishtva, not very far away, on the top of a anthill, stretched out, a terrible snake, or a frightful snake, a ferocious snake with a big hood. And he thought. So what did he think?
Sorry, can
Nunam.
I ask?
Yes, please.
Actually, about the previous sentence. I'm trying to think this kurvataha, it is shashti vibhakti, but with which noun is it connected?
Okay, kurvataha is coming from kurvan, which is the present participle. So the present participle, so kurvan, and then you decline that kurvan, and so in the Shashti Vibhakti singular, it's kurvataha. It's like bhavan, bhavataha, right? Bhavata nama kim? Bhavataha nama kim? What is your name? Bhavataha nama kim? What is your name? You've heard that before?
Yes.
So bhavan, and then bhavataha, kurvan, kurvataha, pashyan, pashyataha, like that. Kurvataha.
So it's still not clear how to translate it here.
Oh, it means doing, right? So it's going with tasya, right? Right. So tasya krishim kurvataha. So of him who was doing farming, nishpalach kalo, time passed fruitlessly, or the time passed fruitless. Fruitless time passed. Failure. Nishpala means failure. Sadaiva, failure. Always the time passed. Failure. It was the time. Here he's putting his little, putting failing time. It was the time that was failing.
I see. So in English we would say
his time
for
was
him.
failing.
The time passed for him, but here it is of him.
Well, exactly. I mean, this is the way you have to. It's his time. You could say his time was a failure. So doing, yeah. So this is how you have to kind of. That's really a kind of thing. It's very difficult to really teach. Is how these this kind of syntax. So you can see why they simplify it. But this is not actually a difficult sentence. But it's just that it's a little bit the organization of the words is a little original, let's say, in comparison to the way that we think. That's why it's this sentence, the longer sentence, this one here, it's
easier.
It was actually better. It was nicely. It was very, very properly structured. very, very
Mhm.
correctly structured. And, you have your nominative case, you have your accusative case, you have your gerund, and you have your main verb. All those things were put in a proper, regular, orthodox sequence. Well, I think we got about 5 minutes left. I hope you don't mind. I do have to confess that sometimes I go and do things for my own pleasure, but I do want to see how this works out, and I think it's useful to see, just to compare the original with the way that it is told in the original story. So nunam, just like we saw nunam means surely, Esha, this, Kshetra Devata. So instead of saying Kshetra Pala, he says Kshetra Devata, the god of the field, of the farmer's field. So Maya Kadachidapi Napujita. So everybody should get this one. This god of the field, by me, Kadachit Api, never at all worshipped. So this god of the field was never worshipped at all by me. This is the Kadachit na would be enough, but Kadachit api, he's just adding more emphasis to that. So he never at all was worshipped by me. So tenedam me krishi karma vifali bhavati. Okay, there you see, tenedam, by that, in other words, by the not worshipping, idam me krishi karma, this my farming work, right? Idam here is going with karma. Karma is neuter. So tena idam me krishi karma vifali bhavati. So it's the same nishfalaha or vifala, same meaning. Vifali bhavati is becoming fruitless, or is becoming failure, or is just failed. So tad, here this tat means tasmat. Therefore, asya, of this devata, right, feminine here, ahama pujam adya kirishyami. So I will do the puja today. I will do his puja today. I will do, well, his, it's her really, because it's feminine, right? Therefore, I will do puja today of this devata. Iti avadharya, so deciding like this, kutopi kshiram yachitva, so from somewhere, kshiram yachitva, so yachitva is begging, right? So having begged milk from somewhere, sharave, so instead of saying patra, he says sharava. Sharava is sharava is more correct. Patra would mean a bowl, and sharava is like a saucer, right? So sharava is a saucer. So nikshipya, and instead of putting stapayatva, which I didn't really like very much, he has nikshipya. So nikshipya is kship dhatu, which means to throw things. So nikshipya was, pouring it into a bowl, into a saucer. Valmikantikam upagatya uvacha. So upagatya means coming close. Here antikam is the same as samipam. Valmika samipam, valmikantikam upagatya uvacha. He said, Bho kshetrapala, O kshetrapala, maya etavantam kalam nagyatam yat tvam atra vasasi. So here you have etavantam again. So etavat, we had etavat in the previous thing. This is etavat being used in a regular way. Etavant kalam, etavantam kalam, for all this time, not known by me that you live here. Mayait. Oh, something went wrong here. Yeah, there's a mistake here again. All right. Okay, well, we don't really have any more time. I kind of was hoping we could have time to do it, but that's all right. It's a little bit difficult to do it quickly, and I don't want to do things too quickly, but I'll just finish this last sentence. Tena puja nakrita. So for all this time, I did not know that you lived here. Maya, by me, during all this time, not known that you here dwell. Tena, because of that, for that reason, because of this, puja nakrita, worship was not done. Tat, therefore, sampratam kshamaswa iti. Therefore, please forgive me. Sampratam means right now. Now, therefore, now, immediately, or sampratam. Sampratam can also mean correctly. Sampratam means now, is really what he's saying. Sampratam, now forgive me. Okay. Any questions? Anybody want to ask a question before? There's too much to do. We don't have time.
What will we do
I
next
have-
week?
I have-
Next week we'll just go. We're not going to go on with this. I'll send you this story. I'll fix up the few mistakes that are here, and I'll send you this. You can look at it at your own leisure if you're so inclined. This is the original story. It's not very long. You can see it's, but it's obviously it does require a little bit more work than what we're doing here. But next week we'll just do number 16. Kapotasya atiti satkaraha. This course I still haven't got it figured out. I would like to do a little more actual practical usage, but anyway, I'm still thinking about Panchatantra, but if you read it ahead of time and prepare a little bit, it'll make it much smoother, and you'll be ready with questions if there's something that you don't understand when you just read it on your own. All right. And this is the end. We're come to that. Tomorrow is Uttana Ekadasi. So it's the end of Kartik is come, Niyam Seva is coming to end, and we have Bhishma Panchaka, the last 5 days from Ekadasi to Purnima. So I hope you're having a good, so this is the last chance. If you haven't done a good Kartik, this is a good Ekadasi to follow. This picture that you see in the back there, this is from the Facebook served me up this picture. This is from 8 years ago. 8 years ago? I don't know, I forget. From a number of years ago, I did a Kartik Ekadasi, final Ekadasi Parikrama, and I took photos. So this is from that. This is Kaliya Daha on the Parikrama Marg. You can see Krishna there in the back. Whoops, Krishna is in the back. I'll take me out of it. Right. Oh, no, the wrong one. Okay, never mind. That was Krishna in the back standing on Kaliya's head.
We
Okay.
saw.
Radhe Shyam. See you all next class. Have a good Ekadasi.
you.
Have a good rest of Kartik.
Radhe,
Om
Radhe.
Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayah. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. I see that Braja Kishori hasn't figured out daylight savings time yet. Purnam Madaha Purnam Midam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam.